Good morning, everybody. It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another Final Fantasy VII Evercrisis video. All right, first off, I want to give a big shout out here to I guess somebody who actually made a comment on my enhanced video, Axer128. So shout out to you. He is in a beta test and he opened up my eyes to some things I was unaware of. So we're gonna do two things today, guys. We're gonna do a couple of tips and tricks. And then we're going to talk about something that, again, blew my mind, and I want to share this information with you guys. I think it's very important information that you guys should note as well, because it may change the way you see summoning and how you want to actually approach the duping of a weapon. Okay, let's go with that. So first off, tips and tricks. A couple things I want to talk about. Now, I did this in my live feed yesterday. When you are playing the game, there is a couple things that you guys should do right away when you are jumping into a stage, whether you're fighting a monster, whether you're doing co-op, it doesn't really matter, story mode, whatever the case may be, right? So I'm going to just show you guys what I'm talking about here. So let's just select Glenn's stage here. You're going to notice a few different things. Okay, so first off, you can choose the team you want, obviously the recommended team. Just note that when you pick the recommended team, I'm going to go back here real quick, you're going to get yourself a bonus crystal right here. Okay, so make sure the recommended team is being used. The story part, you really can't really change much on it anyways. They're going to just give you what you have. And then also remember a couple other things here. Right down here, this is important to click, okay? Get used to doing this because, number one, it shows you the recommended elements to have against the enemies that you want to fight. Also, you can see what the other information about the enemies are. The resistance is water and wind. Don't bring those elements. Bring in weapons or materia that will do ice, thunder, and earth. And then immunities, there are none, but after a certain amount of time, grants self-attack up with anger. That's a skill that it does. So make sure you guys are looking at this, and also the rewards that you're going to get for finishing up the actual storyline, right? You can see what's here, and then the recommended power here, and then the character EXP that you'll be receiving. So this is fairly important. Now, another thing to also note is that you can go in here, hold down the button, see your character stats, limit breaks, etc. So just note, make sure you have everything you need when you come into this battle. If you click on the character, you obviously go to the character screen and you can adjust materia, weapons, etc. as you play this game, right? If you do best equipment, for example, it'll just adjust things for you for the actual level. And don't forget to also best equip your actual proper gear for your costumes, because for example, Cloud, you can choose the voucher costume, or you can, if you get the Marasume costume, you can put that on. So make sure you're doing that as well, and you're doing it well. And also the sub equip, make sure you're also putting in all the proper equipment that you have to make this work, okay? And then as you hit more levels, more sub equipment can be applied. And remember, this is also, I believe, cut in half if it is a sub equip. So just remember that some of the stats here will be in half, but at least it's still going to provide you what you need. So that's tip number one. Now, if you forget to check the enemies' elements, go into the battle, and you're going to notice something, okay? So we're going to start the battle here. Here, they're flashing these elements. That actually shows you the weakness of the enemy. Another thing to note, you can actually choose the enemy you're attacking, okay? So make sure if you want to target a specific enemy, you click on that enemy and you can attack. Those are the very, very important elements of the game, okay? Another thing to note as well, when an enemy is doing a special, if you're not be able to get the sigils down on time, switch to defense mode. Or if the enemy is casting a special, you'll see a little super bar, a little like a demon looking orange bar going around like in a circle. As they get closer and closer to it, switch to defense mode. Defense mode was on the side here, and you guys can switch over to that to take a lot less damage. You guys can see what the damage stats are. I think it's like minus 20 or 30% damage. Imperative to do that, guys, especially when you're using DPS who are squishier and you're fighting co-op modes and bosses. It's easily a difference between life and death in terms of those kind of things. So make sure you are going back and forth between your attack mode and your defense mode for survivability. All right. Another thing I want to note real quick, this is an easy one. For those who are re-rolling still, remember to, if you don't like your re-roll, just close the game down and don't go through the tutorial. Just close it down, start over again, reset your data, and that's an easy way to save yourself and straight yourself some time that's wasted, okay? So don't sit there waiting for the tutorial. Just literally shut the game down and you're good to go, okay? Don't waste your time doing anything else but that. Let's see, what else did I want to talk about? Oh yeah, for your dailies, make sure you're doing the 2 quests every single day. and don't let your stamina build up. Like you can see my stamina right up there. Sorry, I'm just adding some folks. I wish they need to do a do all here. You can see here 62 out of 30. Don't let this build up. I went to bed like last night because I was doing content obviously, but make sure your daily quests are always complete, your mercenary quests especially, because here's the thing. When you're looking to enhance weapons and get blueprints, you're going to be able to do the following. Okay, you're going to be able to choose weapons and characters that you can get blueprints for. For example, this one right here. If I want to get more rarity for this and overboost, you can see here I got some more parts from actually doing the mercenary stuff. So make sure you're doing that. Also, the cloud specific weapon parts can also be exchanged in co-op medals. So make sure you're also looking into this and switching what you need, because these specific cloud specific weapon parts can go towards any of Cloud's weapons, not just a specific weapon itself. So it's very important, guys, to remember to do that and get these out of the way in co-op. And the fastest way to get EXP is actually in co-op mode. So co-op mode should be a place where you spend a lot of your time. So make sure you are spending time in co-op. Get into a group, look for some players who are like-minded and have pretty decent gear, and don't and honestly, add whales as friends. It's one of the best ways to grow in this game, is just doing co-op mode as fast as you possibly can. Now, solo content, there's also going to be dungeons. Dungeons are very, very important. Okay, so within dungeons here, make sure you're focusing on this. Also, look for chests here. You can see here I got 83 out of 920. There's missions here involved. I missed the last mission because it was a question mark one, but it's defeat an enemy cactuar. Make sure you get these done to get these gacha tickets. It's very easy to do, and you guys can see where the bosses are, and you can find also the cactuars and stuff in chests, etc., that you got along the way. So make sure you do complete that. Go back and get it done. Don't waste these opportunities to get the simple gacha tickets. Okay, so these are very important to do as well too. And then lastly, for the enhancement quests right here, weapon enhancements, do these as well. Like you can get yourself a lot of good material by completing these and then doing the specific quests for the proper weapons, right? So don't just do them willy-nilly. Look at the weapon you actually want to upgrade and then do the proper quests in order to do so. So if you're looking to upgrade Marasume, for example, see where you're looking. Is it steel, electrum, rose gold? Do you need nanocubes, genome pods, right? And you can see where you can unlock these. So make sure you're looking at this and you're actually spending your stamina appropriately for the proper thing. Stamina is something that you do have to pay crystals for or stamina tunics for to increase. These will run out fairly quickly when you start grinding. So don't start wasting crystals on it. Remember, focus on the weapons that you plan to go with and don't just do every single thing just to get them done, all right? Now, you do get some crystals, obviously, along the way, so try to do these when you need them, but do it as a one-time thing just to get the crystals and then move on and focus specifically on grinding what you need for the game. That's probably going to be one of your best bets. Also, something else I want to point out that I was making a mistake on, so again, shout out to that user I was talking about, Axer, who mentioned this. I kind of messed this up here, so don't make the same mistake I made. If you go to the featured weapons, right, and then you go to the stamp availability, you can actually change the stamps within the where is this? Hold on. You can change the weapons within the stamp. So for example, there is a detail here for the stamp card right here. If you click on details, right, you guys can actually apparently switch this up. So when I got the Hauser last time, and if I wanted to get another Marasume, you could actually switch it for the Marasume instead. But now that I've completed this one, I can't really do much else, right? I can't actually switch it. So make sure if you are looking for the specific weapon like Marasume instead, that you actually do switch out that Hauser for that. So I made that mistake. Don't make the same mistake as me, guys. Make sure you are going in there and going for the weapon you want. Now, I actually wanted a Hauser, ironically enough, because I'm trying to get buried up as well too. So it worked out for me personally. But if you guys are not looking to get a Hauser and you guys are looking to get specifically the Marasume, you can apparently switch this ticket over in the stamp collection. But now that I've passed it, I can't do it anymore anyways. But you guys can see here, everything else is extra at this point. So I've passed that point as well, all right? Another really important tip, and I've been doing this, I guess I must have not done it in the video, but I've been doing this all along. The shop here, okay? This guild shop here gives you zero gil items right here, material booster, for example. So collect these. Absolutely worth it. Anything like 80 gil is very easy to get. Material boosters, just pretty much buy out the shop for a little while, because these are items that are going to be required, right? Let's refill again. You guys can see here, there's going to be additional 0 ones. So pick these up. Pick up anything for a cheap cost. Make sure you're actually in the shop quite a bit and take advantage of this, because apparently, from what I'm being told, by Axer. Gil is really not much of an issue in this game eventually, but the amount you want to refresh is completely up to you. Like if you don't have much Gil, obviously don't sit there refreshing the entire time. Obviously focus on leveling your weapons up and stuff. That's going to be a little bit more important, but you can see here you can get some pretty impressive items for a fairly cheap cost in the beginning, and look, your refill eventually runs out. So auto refill will be done in an hour. Jump back in here and then go again. I think it's every 2 hours the refills happen, so don't worry too much about doing the refill itself. You can just log in, set a timer for yourself, log in every single time if you want to do them. Also, this is what kind of blew my mind. Okay, this is the information that really threw me off. So you know how I was doing my summons to get a maxed out Marasume? Now I know if you go into enhance and you click here and you click on where is it, enhance, right here, and you look at the news on the last page, oh not last page, sorry, second page, it tells you here that once you get past the 10 weapons, the dupes, so 5 dupes, you get a plus from the 11th tier onwards. Now it doesn't tell you how many tiers you need, and this is what threw me off. So Axer told me apparently you need 30 dupes in total to max out a weapon. 30. That's not even a number I'm lying about. That's 30 dupes to max out a weapon. So the way I was told here, I'm gonna just read this out to you guys, and this is how it's gonna look. So it's gonna go red like you see with mine, right? When you started to do the first 10, and then from there it turns to white, and then once you go from white, you're gonna see an achievement, and then it becomes super hard actually, because from white it goes into something else, and then you start going to the 30. So 11 stars, it turns white stars. Okay, then once you have 5 out of 5 white stars, you start getting the plus numbers, and that's where it starts getting crazy. So you'll see it goes white, and then you'll see it'll go from white to, so like this for example, right? It'll go red stars, white stars, and then you start going to see the plus number here, and then you're going to start seeing more numbers. So it goes up to plus 30 in total. Blew my mind when I heard that. I had no idea that that's how much you need in order to max out a weapon. So these weapons can get pretty crazy pretty fast in terms of cost, but also stats wise as well. So I'm going to keep pushing for this. I don't think I'm going to whale that hard in order to get plus 30, but this will be a long-term investment for sure. So they know what they're doing. That's why the rates are so high. It's because you need an obscene amount of these dupes in order to get them done. So yeah. So Axer, again, thank you for all that information, my man. I appreciate you coming on and subscribing, and not subscribing, maybe you didn't subscribe, but either way, I appreciate you giving me the information. That was extremely important. Yeah, blown away, guys. All right, guys, this is Payne. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if there's something I missed from tips and tricks. If there's anything you guys want me to talk about as well, I'll see you guys in the next one.